Live from New York. We probably need to dial that back.
This was for you.
We probably need to dial it back.
This is for you. This is Wild's best day.
You're
gonna break the table.
It's just a little.
Your glass almost did fall, but this KW.
It's too much.
Jalen, perfect passer rating.
That's not for me.
Drake May, great
That's why
day.
you were doing it?
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
First hour.
It's a good day.
It's a lot. Starting in Kansas City, Nick, you guaranteed an impressive victory, and somehow the Chiefs over-delivered.
Yeah.
Rashee Rice returned, caught 2 of Mahomes' 3 touchdowns as the Chiefs' defense held the Raiders to 3 first downs. 3. Now, this is different. This isn't.
I mean, it's close.
But this is different.
It's close.
This is how normal teams.
Well, because he's doing it from the beginning of the Giants game. As opposed to at halftime, which is where things. Did they look good the first half of the Giants game?
They didn't, but I'm just telling you. Just civilians talk about when a team, you know.
Okay, well, I think our
0-2,
audience is sophisticated enough that we don't need to refer to them as civilians.
First in
yeah, pretty good.
Second in turn.
Yeah.
Mahomes, look at 14 touchdowns to 1 turnover.
And really, that 1 turnover was also a touchdown. It was for the Jags, but still.
That's a great point.
Yeah.
Count the yards. All right, are the Chiefs officially back?
I mean, we scored 31, had 30 first downs, and the Raiders ran 30 plays.
Yeah,
They were taking knees on the plus side of the 2-minute warning, which I've never seen. Mahomes in a baseball cap in the 3rd quarter. And if you check your local favorite sports book, be it DraftKings or whomever, you know what you'll see? Favorites in everything. Drop the first banner.
Are they really?
Yeah. Favorites for the AFC West, for the AFC, for the Super Bowl, and to have league MVP. And we didn't put it on there. We ran out of space. Favorite for Super Bowl MVP. Everything you be a favorite in, they're a favorite in. And I mean, Wilds, you did kind of steal a little bit of my thunder, but who could have seen this coming? And the answer is anyone that saw the tackle that turned the tide. Because pre and post.
Sorry. Yeah, this is totally different.
Pre and post halftime of the Giants game, that Giants game which might have been Mahomes' worst half of the season. The 2 passes that were backwards, one of which led to, of course, the tackle that turned the tide.
It's almost like it was a good play, though, when you look back on it.
Exactly right.
Tackle that turned the tide.
And what about the Chiefs as a whole, their team, since the tackle that turned the tide?
Okay, there
tackle
it is.
that
I want to see the T.
Yeah, the tackle that turned the tide.
6 T's.
They've scored 28 or more in every single game, despite taking their foot off the gas in 2 of the games. The Ravens game, they stopped in the 3rd quarter. This game, they stopped in the 3rd quarter. They lead the league in yards per game. What about Patrick since the tackle that turned the tide? That's pretty good. Not first in those categories, but he actually was, well, for the course of the season, we can show you he's first or second in almost everything. Yeah, he's got the 2nd most yards thanks to Justin Herbert's garbage time yesterday, the most total touchdowns, and shout out Bake Show, who still just has the 1 turnover, so he is first in touchdown to turnover ratio. And here's the other way they're officially back, Brou. Yeah, that's for the whole season. That's why you don't see the 6 T's. You don't see the septuple T. Still pretty good. Well, that's P and P.
BT before tackle.
And post. It's pre and post.
Oh,
the whole season.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly. And here's the other thing, Brou. They're back to being the Chiefs with the chicanery.
See, this is
with
what
the
I like.
fun
See,
stuff.
I'm a vibes guy.
And Brou, as the actor on the show, I know the grade is typically reserved for the Cowboys, but let's play the Mahomes performance and see what Brou grades it as an actor. Here's the Chiefs. Brou, before you give a grade, that does deserve another banner. Pat Tricks. This always bleeping works. Come on. Pretty good.
Who came up with it?
Hubs. Hubs is pretty good. Pat Tricks. That's pretty good.
That is excellent.
I mean, and that's the Chiefs back to be from the team that they were playing when they did the ring around the Rosie. That is now back. So go ahead.
No, but look, R-rated stuff for sure. R-rated movies he's in. But it was good. It was excellent. He totally fooled Tony Romo.
Yeah.
Totally. So that was great.
Yeah.
That was
But go ahead, Brou. I think they're officially back.
Well, look. You don't beat up on Geno Smith and Ashton Genty like that if you're not back. Because all I heard all off season, all preseason was how Geno was all that.
Pete Carroll.
And Ashton Genty was about to go Saquon Barkley on the league. So, I mean.
He kind of is going Saquon Barkley on the league.
This year, Saquon, right. No, they are definitely back. There is no question about it. And it's a bit bittersweet for me.
Why?
Well, everybody knows I am a Mahomes guy.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, Sports Illustrated. I was the first to see, to really recognize the full scope of his greatness.
What?
According to Sports Illustrated. I didn't say that.
Is it?
Sports Illustrated.
Sports Illustrated's the first person to call him Jordanette.
And the best ever, right?
Again,
Greatest ever, wasn't that Sports Illustrated?
Okay, go ahead.
I'm going to have to get the clip.
I've never seen the clip.
So that, I wanted that.
Yeah.
Also, I have been dying, you guys know this, for the past 2 years.
Yeah.
For the light show. When you're the best quarterback ever, I want to see you put on a show.
Great.
And so that's what he's doing. The reason it's bittersweet, and we've been talking all year about how there's no great teams. Like, who's great? In both conferences. They look great right now.
Yeah.
Who else looks great? Like, I want a little drama. I don't see any. It's early. Yeah, but they're the Colts and they're Daniel Jones. I'm just saying, until they prove it, we're not going to really believe in them.
Tampa looks great. And Philly, we'll see. Philly this weekend proves some things.
Philly, we know, can beat the Chiefs if they can. They get.
But the AFC, no one looks great
right now,
except for a team people
unless
don't believe
Lamar and Ravens find their mojo. The Bills don't look like. No one right now looks like they can challenge the Chiefs in the AFC. Yeah. And so that's why it's bittersweet. And here's the thing, Nick. It's early. Obviously, it's only week, 7? You could even say, in this sense, they're beyond back. Because right now, in total offense, they are top 5. In total defense, they are top 5. What we've typically seen
is one or the other.
Yeah, early on in Mahomes' career, it was the offense was great, the defense is okay, solid. Then it became the defense is great, the offense is solid, okay, situational. Now they look great on both sides of the ball. And I don't care that the Raiders aren't very good. To do what they did to them, 3 first downs, no points, like that's impressive. So they really look good on both sides of the ball, and that's why I'm worried. Buffalo's defense is not good. Obviously, the Ravens' defense. Indy has looked good, but they have no track.
It's hard to believe in Indy.
So we have to see.
I agree. I don't want to be the Chiefs hater.
Well,
there's nothing to hate, is there? Right now,
there's nothing to hate. I agree with you guys. I'm not going to be the Chiefs hater. I'm beloved in Kansas City. I think should we pump the brakes a smidgen? Perhaps. Just a smidgen.
Go ahead.
That's it. I'm just saying that.
Okay, you know that.
Listen, I'm happy Rashee Rice is back and he came back,
and looked great.
Yes, full speed ahead. It was 10 targets, 7 receptions, 42 receiving yards, 2 touchdowns. I thought that was very, very good. I was worried that it was going to be a little rusty or it was going to be used, but it felt like let's make a point in getting this guy.
No, and KW, you don't have to worry. Just so you know, I want you to stay true to your heart always. You don't have to worry that if you were to question the Chiefs, you would be like a man on an island. Because, and I would like a moment for this here before we move on, is there any post-game meetings, after-action reports, self-scouting from other shows and other media about the hyperventilating after 2 weeks? About the 7 straight AFC championship games, 5 of the last 6 Super Bowls, won 3 of the last 6 Super Bowls and been to 3 straight. That team having a tough couple weeks, and I picked 9 different publications.
I mean, to be fair, they didn't know the tackle turned to that.
Well, because here is what was being said. This isn't a straw man. The slow, boring erosion of the Chiefs dynasty, less than a month ago on The Ringer. Is the Kansas City Chiefs dynasty already over? Less than a month ago on the Sporting News. The Chiefs are finally winners, but look even less like contenders from our friends at Fox Sports. And by the way, it have to be fair, and by the way, that was post-tackle that turned the tide.
That's post-tackle that turned the tide?
Yeah, that was after the Giants game. The Chiefs' historic collapse, how the NFL's gold standard fell apart from CBS. We can keep going, please. What is that one? Talk Sport. That's across the pond. Mahomes isn't top 5 and could bring the Chiefs dynasty down with him. That was 3 weeks ago. This one is The Athletic. The Chargers, remember that was cute for a few days, have a plan to take over the AFC West. Sports Illustrated. Chargers put AFC West in a chokehold from the NFL. That's the league. Chiefs in danger zone with impotent offense. And then a collection on ESPN that includes KC anything but dominant. If the Chiefs try to score 30, it would take 8 games. The Ravens are a better football team, and Detroit is built to punish the Chiefs. To which I say, because every single one of those publications, all of those media folks today are having the same conversation as us, which is Chiefs are back. It's one of my favorite memes, KW. Chiefs dynasty over?
This is
no tackle that turned the tide. That's what it is, buddy. You're gonna have to zoom in on that one.
Broke this one out.
No, I'm just telling you.
Isn't there a statute of limitations on this
media?
I don't think
that's what it is. Dynasty over. Oh, the tackle that turned the tide. It switched it all, guys. It's so great.
So
We're so bad.
Some of those headlines are pretty crazy.
They're a month
They
ago.
were 0-2.
Oh, God forbid.
I mean, still.
0-2. God forbid.
How could you write them off?
They were-
Mahomes is how old?
30.
He's 30.
He was
not
29
40.
when they were 0-2.
put our own stuff up there.
No,
Eagles.
we did not.
I didn't want to pick on you, Wild.
Did you say
could
that?
have.
You're 0-2 and you had
did.
a lack. 0-3 actually. You count the Eagles
Thank
game.
God for the tackle that turned the tide.
Speaking of, no one knew the tackle that turned the tide was going to happen. Head up to Minnesota. Jalen Hurts was Mr. Perfect. First QB this year to post a perfect passer rating. 326 yards, 3 touchdowns, while his 2 top receivers diced up this vaunted Vikings defense I was a little afraid of. Philly stops the funk. Hurts' deep passes this season, the first 6 games, is 10 for 26, 60 yards per game, my goodness, on deep passes. 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. Then yesterday goes 5 for 5, 215, 3 touchdowns.
Against a team that wasn't allowing him at all.
Only 3 all year. That was kind of off the board. I didn't even think that was going to be in the game plan, but it was in a major way. What did Jalen Hurts prove, bro?
Well, last week when we got wind that in the locker room, at least one player was thinking, hey, we're on the verge of the supernatural funk, as we call it here. I was like, look, one of their leaders needs to step up. Nick Sirianni, Jalen Hurts, Saquon Barkley. Somebody has to step up and calm this down. Jalen Hurts did it.
Yep.
That's what he did. I don't know what he said to the locker room, if he did it with his words, but with his actions, he did it. And what he proved is, yet again, he is a gamer. He is a gamer. Since the supernatural funk, every time he's been questioned, A.J. Brown questions the passing game, which is questioning him. He goes out and throws for 290 and a couple touchdowns against Pittsburgh. All right, the Super Bowl. Oh, they're not going to beat the Chiefs. Who's going to beat the Chiefs? He goes out 4 touchdowns, Super Bowl MVP. And then yesterday, the supernatural funk, we're on the verge of that. He goes out and throws for 300 yards. I know you showed it last week, Nick. For the first time in eons.
28 games.
Okay, 20, right. Basically 2 years. And so whatever it takes, and what I liked about yesterday is the way he did it. We've said they're not throwing a lot of intermediate stuff with him. That's not been his strength. But yesterday, they had some intermediate stuff. Obviously, the deep balls. He threw stuff inside the numbers, not just outside to A.J. Brown. He was fantastic. And so to me, that's what he proved. Don't question. I'm not saying they're going to win the Super Bowl. I don't even have them going there. But don't question whether or not Jalen Hurts can win, whether or not he can throw the football, whether or not he can run. Because he gets it done, whatever they need him to do to get a W. So I thought, like I said, he proved he's a gamer.
So this was the graphic that I showed last week. that Eagles fans so mad at me because I'll be totally honest. I blame Gianna. Gianna picks which parts of my long statement she's going to caption and put out there, and she picked a very clickbait one there to drive engagement. I do not think last week my stance was he can't do this. I think what we were saying last week is it's very obvious what the Eagles need to do to pull out of this tailspin. Have their Super Bowl MVP quarterback deliver. And you made the point with any of the other great quarterbacks, that would be the expectation. Is like, hey, he's going to have a great game. And the point I was making is it had been a long time since he had a great game purely through the air.
Right.
And then he had, in my opinion, if you remove the added, points you get for it being a playoff game or in the Super Bowl, if all games are graded equally, I think that's the best game he's ever played.
Certainly the best regular season game.
Yes, and I think he actually played better in this game than he played in either Super Bowl. The stakes are so different that you can't really say that, which bolsters. I had the exact same mindset as you, Brou. It bolsters his big game quarterback rep because this wasn't a playoff game. I get that, but they were on the verge. We thought of a spiral, of a 3-game losing streak, of there being real panic. Yep. And he started the game, KW, with a 4th and 4 to score a touchdown, and then ended the game that it shouldn't have been that close, given it was weird that Minnesota was in it, given Wentz's mistakes and how well he was throwing it. But it was a 6-point game, and it's 3rd and 9, and he once again hits a bomb to ice the game. So I thought his 4th and 4 set the table, and then both to A.J. Brown, by the way, and then this 3rd and 9 ends the game. So I thought it was the best I've ever seen him play if you remove the stakes. And KW, he doesn't have to have perfect pass rating moving forward. It's what they're going to need from him moving forward.
From Saquon?
Because I don't think it. I think the Saquon we've gotten is the Saquon we're getting this year.
I'll give it one more week.
I mean,
I'll give it one more.
Yeah, I mean, I get that.
It's home against the Giants.
I would imagine he's going to have a big game at some point. So if he might have it next week,
I'm not ready to close the door.
I guess my point is, I am not saying he's not going to have a single great game all year.
Right.
But I think that level of performance is about it's what he averaged over the first 7, right? And it's about what I think he's going to average over the next 7, which is why this is what they are going to need from Jalen. And credit to him, man.
Well,
I mean, he stepped up again.
They only threw it 23 times.
Correct.
It wasn't like, he threw it 35 times. So that's kind of what they've been doing. They just threw it differently.
A.J. Brown had 121. Devontae had 183.
Oof. No, they were.
Let's head to Denver, where depending on your POV, this was either a historic comeback or a historic collapse. 33 points in the 4th quarter, either scored or given up. Broncos moved to 5-2. Giants now 2-2 with Jackson Dart. Brou, what was the story here for you? The collapse or the comeback?
It's not even close. The collapse.
Okay.
Period. I mean, credit Denver for being resilient, hanging in there, but this was about you don't come back from a 19-point deficit to start the 4th quarter or what was it,
18 with 6 minutes left.
Yeah, and win the game if the other team doesn't collapse. And first of all, the things that happened, the interception by Dart that late in the game, he's a rookie. He had made some really big plays. You can forgive this, but it's still a terrible play. Yeah. All right. They can't win that game if he doesn't throw that. All right. So that was bad. Then, Nick, you throw in the 2 missed extra points. 2 missed extra points. One of them, you tie the game. Both of them, which you usually count on, you win that game. And then with 33 seconds left, I think we have the video. When they rush 3 guys, all right, and give Bo Nix all the time in the world. You get it that your defensive backfield isn't that strong, so you got 8 guys back. But you still, there's 5 Giants around him. He still is able to complete that pass when you got 8 guys in the backfield.
And by the way, it's such bad defense. He was able to complete a pass not to the guy he was throwing it to.
Right.
I think he's throwing it to the other guy.
Right.
And completed it.
I mean, I'm sorry, that is ridiculous. So, macro, this could cost Brian Dable the job. We'll see how they respond, but have you looked at their schedule coming up? Let's see the schedule.
They have Philly, I know, next.
So they got Philly,
boy.
San Francisco, which obviously playing well, Chicago, Green Bay, Detroit, the Patriots, Washington. I mean, other than Knicks Raiders at the bottom of the schedule, there's no easy games.
Yeah.
Like, how many of those games are they going to win? We'll see. They have to bounce back mentally from this.
Let me just look at this real quick. They will not be favored in a game through the bye week because they'll never be favored on the road, and their home games are San Francisco, Green Bay.
They're frisky though, man.
So they are.
No, they might.
They are
probably
frisky.
Every
I'm just
win
telling
is a
you-
big win.
Listen.
But that's a heck of a schedule.
We'll talk more about the
playoffs.
Broncos later for credit or otherwise. That is an unforgivable loss, and I do put the lion's share of that on the head coach. Because the play where Dart threw the pick, I just want to set the table. You are up 10. There's 5 minutes on the dot base, or just when it snapped 5 minutes left. And the most important part of that graphic, if we show it again, is there is only one hash mark beneath the Broncos logo. They've already used they're using their timeouts on this drive, which means if you simply run the ball there and they use their final timeout, which they will, they are now in an onside kick game. You're up 10, punting, and the other team has no timeouts left, which means your worst case scenario realistically is they drive down and score and then have to kick an onside kick. You don't lose that game. Once you're in an onside kick game, you're 98% to win it. The only way you're not in an onside kick game is by calling a pass play with your rookie quarterback and having that happen. You'd be better off taking knees. So that's the first thing that, to me, I put on Dable. Then, when it has flipped because of that, and now you do need a first down to ice the game, you have 2 give-up runs and then bomb it downfield when, again, a first down wins it. And then despite all of that, you actually have the lead. You take a 2-point lead late, and here's the deal. In most circumstances, up to 35 seconds left, do we want to go for 2 to make it so a field goal can't, they have to score a touchdown?
Right.
Normally, you would say no, kick the extra point, preserve overtime. But when you are in the midst, if that game went to overtime, they were going to lose. They were in the midst of a collapse, and your kicker is a guy I've never heard of wearing number 99 who's already missed an extra point. In real time, Parkins is going to have to be my witness on this. I text him. They have to go for 2 if they score. Like, that's not Monday morning quarterbacking. I'm not going to kill Dart for a rookie quarterback making rookie mistakes. I am going to be upset with the head coach who holds his quarterbacks to such a high standard and is so beside himself that Russell Wilson might have to throw a pass for him, that he's yelling at the team doctor for not recognizing my rookie quarterback could make a mistake. We have the game won. That's it. That's an awful loss, and that is, yes, I did have the Giants money line.
We got to get to the Cowboys grade, bro.
Yeah.
Dak Prescott dealing. Another 3-touchdown game. CD caught 1 in his return. Javonte Williams, who Brou always admired privately.
Yo, the real talk. Y'all think I'm joking?
Right now, second in the league in rushing and third in the league in rushing are Javonte and Rico Dowdle.
Your guy.
2 Brou staples.
He added 116, found the end zone on the ground. I like that chemistry of the wide receivers. Brou here's report card so far. We got a B, a C, a F, 2 A's, but then almost a failing grade last week against the Panthers. What is your grade this week for the Cowboys?
Well, there are different types of teachers. All right, some are just, we all have a bunch of fun and, everything is great. And I'm a hard-nosed teacher.
Yeah, everybody knows that.
So when I have to come down on you, if you're not doing the work, I come down on you. I might even throw out an insult here or there, like call you a tomato can.
But it makes you better in the end.
Yes. tough love. I believe in it. And apparently so do the Cowboys. They're Exhibit A for the benefit of tough love. Look, Dak, 4th straight game, I don't know if y'all know this, threw at least 3 touchdowns with no interceptions. 4 straight games of that.
But
He's
one of
playing
those
great.
games got him a D.
Exactly, but it's
One of those-
Well,
Yeah.
the team.
Yeah.
He's part of a team. He's not an individual.
Sorry.
All right. Secondly, his 2 receivers, we just saw CD and George Pickens. That is an awesome duo. Pickens, man, that dude is sweet. And so is obviously CD. They almost had 200 yards receiving.
Okay.
You mentioned Javonte runs for over 100 yards.
Mm-hmm.
The defense actually held the Commanders to 20 points because 22 they gave up the safety. So the defense, I thought, I'm not saying it's murderer's row of defenders, but it definitely showed big time improvement. So Cowboys, way to take, your medicine last week when I gave you a D and come back and get an A.
Wow.
Excellent work by the Cowboys. Outstanding.
No singers for the A?
Just
Not this time.
never know.
Okay.
It's still early in the school year.
Yeah, go.
Can I be a substitute teacher?
Adjunct professor.
There we go.
that's good.
I'll be that.
Teacher's assistant.
Whatever he just said.
See, I knew
No,
that.
I'm definitely not teaching. Here you go.
Yeah.
And I like to grade on the curve sometimes.
Oh,
Wow.
you're giving a grade out as
That's
well?
what he asked if
yeah.
you can be
Oh,
an
I
adjunct
thought we were
professor.
just like in
Correct.
role plays.
Well, you can just make comments as
Go ahead, right? Go ahead.
And I look at the Cowboys and I'm like, you know what? This is a team that I have to start grading on the curve. I don't look at their defense. I'm going to grade them based on their offense.
what?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You're not even bringing
because-
defense into consideration?
I'm not with the Cowboys. Obviously, if they get to the playoffs, they're going to have to play some sort of good defense. But what's going to allow them the opportunity to win?
The offense.
The offense.
This is the Bengals with me in a fight corollary.
You know what I
thing
mean?
you
And
do.
so when I look at this offense, I watch that interview with CD and George and the chemistry and the appreciation for one another, and I see it translating to what they're able to do offensively. Oh, the running game is going. Dak, you mentioned playing the way he's playing. Like, this is why this team is being talked about. This is why they're getting the A from you. It's not because of the defense. This is what's going to allow this team to remain competitive week in and week out. They got to score points. Those two have to be a driving force, and they got to have some semblance of a running game. They have all of that. Dak is playing great ball. I give them an A as well.
All right.
Well, I'll give them an A. I'll give them an A too. If we're just doing great.
Well, that was
just
right.
well.
Offense.
I wasn't prepared to give them a grade. I'm sorry. I will show the Cowboys' offense statistics. Points, 3rd. Yards, 1st. 390 a game.
Yeah.
It's just nuts.
Wonders who's 2-1 in points.
Okay, well, Colts as well.
I snuck the Colts into the A block. Yards per game, 268. 16 passing touchdown. And now that CD is back, we thought Rasheed Rice is going to make a big impact. Now that CD and George Pickens are on the field together, they're out here cooking. I think the big question is, outside of the grade, because I think we're all going to give the offense an A, is like, are you ready to start believing in the team? I thought the defense was showed a pulse.
Oh, I don't know about
They
that.
showed.
I mean,
you don't think they even showed a
well,
pulse?
I think
They were great.
that
They showed a
I think
pulse.
you
Like,
can.
Jaden didn't go out in the
you
first
can
quarter.
be DOA and have a toe tag on, and Marcus Mariota comes into the game, and the doctor's like, I think we can save him. And so, like, I do think that I'm not sure how much of that is the Cowboys having a pulse defensively, but my feeling on them is unmoved but complimentary. The compliment is Dak is playing the best ball of his life. And his numbers are, if record wasn't a factor and you looked at his numbers, which I think we can show you, his numbers are MVP
Yes,
caliber.
he would be,
And
absolutely.
and I think about the team, they can beat anyone. There is not a team, when you have that level of offense,
Correct.
in any given week, you can beat anyone. I think is evidenced by the Packer game. I know they didn't win that game, but and they can lose to anyone because the defense at any given week is liable to let Bryce Young score 30.
Right.
And so it doesn't, no, don't worry about the Commanders right now. We'll get to the Commanders stuff later. But I do not think the Cowboys are anything close to a viable contender, particularly in an NFC where right now the Lions are in 7th place. Like, that's how stacked the NFC is record-wise right now. But I do think seeing them on your schedule sucks.
Yeah.
Because they can score 40 as easily as any team in the league, and I think they are proving that consistently. And I have to be fair to guys when I've been very skeptical or critical of them. I have never been a George Pickens guy. I've been on the record repeatedly saying I don't think players like that contribute to winning, and I thought the antics were a net negative. He's been awesome, he's been the most productive he's been while being the least pain in the butt that he's been throughout his career. So for the first 7 games, that was a great trade for Dallas. I still feel like had they not traded away Micah Parsons, we'd be talking about this team as a real contender. But in the meantime, that offense is as good as any offense in football.
All right, let's check in on former Cowboy Micah Parsons. He had one of the most productive games of his career. 3 sacks, 5 QB hits. Packers squeaked past the consistently not good enough Cardinals.
Yeah, they
Brou?
just keep losing these heartbreakers.
The Cardinals.
The
Some
Cardinals
people haven't gone
are
to the Super Bowl
pretty
not that long
decent.
ago.
Years ago. Brou, did this game make you more confident in the Packers?
More confident. More confident?
Okay, here we go.
I'm not more confident. I'm less confident. I'm less confident.
What was that?
I'm less confident in my Packers.
Okay.
I mean, this is
I
the
didn't
4th.
expect
Look, I'll take the win.
Yeah.
They are stacking wins. All right, that
Okay.
matters.
Yes.
4-1-1. They lead their division, which we know is a tough division. But this is the 4th straight week where I don't think they've looked great. They looked great the first 2 weeks of the season,
Yes.
Green Bay, Washington. They haven't really looked that good since then. Now, it's early, and I have full faith that they can get to a point where they look great because the defense, Micah was great yesterday, 3 sacks. They had 6 sacks total. And Jordan Love, J-Lo, was okay. I mean, he wasn't, he didn't do anything spectacular. I love this. On 4th and 2, with about 2.5 minutes left. Like, I think that's a gutsy throw because a lot of times you might just go for a little 4 or 5 yard pass. That's a 15-yard pass on the sidelines. Guys got to put his feet down. So that I was impressed by that, but I want to see more from J-Lo. Greg and I were talking earlier. Whenever Jaden Reed gets back, Christian Watson comes back, that's bolstering the receiving core. I was impressed with Josh Jacobs' hard running. Didn't get a lot of yards per attempt, but ran the ball hard, scored some touchdowns. So I still feel very good about them because it's early, but they haven't played great in a month.
Just real quick, and I'll give it to Greg. I literally wrote down, the 4th down worked, so I'm sure Brou loved it. Like the 4th down. The play.
I thought just his throw.
Jordan Love's play on it was excellent.
Yeah.
I do feel like if that doesn't work, you're very mad at Matt LaFleur. I happen to think that is a spot way more coaches should go for it because down 3 with 2.5 minutes left, if you kick a field goal, what you're saying is, we just hope to get to overtime.
Sure.
Right. Yeah.
As opposed to going for it, you can drain more clock like they did and take the lead. So I love
Is that the play where J-Lo said?
Yes. They called out the field goal unit. They called timeout, and then they went for it. So I thought that was great. And listen, I think Micah's been better than his sack numbers up to this game. His pressure numbers have been crazy.
Right, yeah.
He was the best player on the field in this game by a wide margin. And it was pretty remarkable to me that Broussard had as productive of a game as he did statistically, given what Micah was doing. But I'm kind of with Brou, Greg, in that I have been pretty nonplussed by the offense. And because of that, I'm not more confident in the Packers.
Yes, I'm with you guys. Everything offensively looks hard-earned.
Yeah.
It looks like it's just challenging, and they're having to grind out points and even just to move the ball at times. Mm-hmm. And to your point, we talked about this. I truly believe it has a lot to do with the fact that Jaden Reed is not in this offense, and he's led this offense in receiving yards the last 2 years. And I think we overlooked that, but we highlighted with other teams like the Chiefs or like you mentioned earlier with CeeDee Lamb with the Cowboys. it's important when you have that type of chemistry with a quarterback, which Jaden has with Jordan, and the dynamic changes offensively. I think we oversight that because we have an expectation of Jordan Love to be better. But defensively is where I'm starting to scratch my head a little bit, because offensively, I don't mind the struggles. Defensively, it's when you add a player like Micah and the way they came out to start the season in the first couple weeks, it was like, I don't know if they're going to give up a lot of points at all for the course of the season. Now, it's not only are they giving up points, but they can't get off the field. So you're just compounding issues, and if this continues to happen, your offense stalls at times.
No, that's fair.
You're going to – I'm confident because they know how to win, and they have been able to win. Am I more confident? I'm not more confident. Wow. But when Jaden gets back, which he will later in the season.
The defense should be more dominant than Micah was great, but letting the Cardinals with Jacoby move up and down the field.
The ball.
That's what's making me scratch my head. Their defense.
Not a scary team. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get more from the show and to check out clips from other shows on FS1.